Thanksgiving is a good reminder, of course, for all of us to appreciate life and show our appreciation to one another. Christina Carter with Intuit Parenting joins us now to explain how we can foster some of that gratitude at home. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, it is hard sometimes. You know, we were talking about being a parent is a fairly thankless job. You know, maybe every once in a while the kids or your spouse or your parents will say, hey, that a girl, you're doing a good job. But it's rare.
It is.
And sometimes I think our expectations are a little too high for what our kiddos can give us as far as gratitude. What should we expect from our kids?
Okay, so first off, parents want to teach their kids to be grateful and appreciative, and we want to feel appreciated as parents. But the extent of appreciation in a typical home is parents force their kids to say thank you, and that's it. There's no other time really dedicated to pausing and reflecting on feeling grateful. So how can we expect this to come from our kids on a regular basis? And how can we expect to receive that appreciation that we crave, even if it's just a little recognition or acknowledgement, without nagging our kids or resenting our partner? So there's a few things that we can do to foster appreciation so that it becomes an integrated value in your home. One thing you can do is to slow down and notice the small things. Rushing through things sends your kids into autopilot and a craving for more instant gratification. So do things like notice the stitching of a blanket or go look at the flowers in the market.
And say these things out loud so that your kids hear you appreciating them and think maybe that's something I should be doing too.
Yeah, do it with them. Notice the drums in a song. You know, do these things with them, and it's going to get them to open their eyes, and it's going to foster that gratitude more. Your outlook's going to be more oriented on gratitude when you do that with them.
And it's something we think about certainly this time of year with Thanksgiving, but it's really a good practice all year round.
It is, and this is something you can always talk about or always ask your kids. Things like, what does being grateful and appreciative feel like in your body? You know, calm, warm, like a hug. And what would life be like without this thing that you appreciate? This is taking appreciation from just going through the motions to really feeling it.
I love that. As far as kids are concerned, you said that those are some good tips for getting them to be appreciative. What are some things that we might be doing wrong that are, making them less appreciative or more likely to just kind of go through the motions?
I think when we just focus on the forcing them, say thank you, it becomes sort of autopilot and repetitive, and they're not connecting with it.
With why they're saying
With the why. And so you want to get them in touch with what does it feel like in your body, or what would life be like without this thing? You're wanting to ask those questions so that they can see it in a different way and start to actually feel it. And when you slow down and you notice those things and point those things out, you can really start to connect with gratitude on a deeper level instead of just running on, just going through the motions.
Exactly. As far, we know that the holidays are coming right behind Thanksgiving. So when kids are opening a present, right, and it may not garner those feelings of gratitude and appreciation, how can we talk to them to get them to realize that, the thought and the effort that someone put into that is something to say thank you for?
It's true. I think that's really important to, ahead of time, tell them things like, you're going to be receiving some gifts or some presents and some very kind gestures. Going over that with them, I think, is important. Getting them to really think a few steps deeper than just, thank you, I got these toys, the instant gratification. I think if we can have those deeper conversations with them, create the space to really go there with our kids, it's going to help them really slow down, pause, and really be grateful and notice what actually goes into these things to make those things happen. The more you open up conversation for it, the more they're going to start to see gratitude, appreciation in a different way.
A really good reminder as we get into this very busy holiday season that slowing down can kind of bring us back to the reason for it all. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.